to come around the table so we could so you guys can see everything happening. All right. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna explain to you guys the materials we're gonna be using. You guys became a little bit familiar with them last week. Spray paint, right? We're gonna be using hardcores and also Rust-Oleums. Like you guys could buy these at Home Depot, but these are legit. Another really good brand to use is from Lowe's. It's called Velspar, and the gloss. So this paint has to be gloss for this for what we're doing today, and also our surface has to be glossy, right? Because we're gonna play with the paint as we're gonna be painting and spray painting at the same time. So we're gonna be using what these naturally do, right? The techniques that we can use with these, but also we're gonna be pushing the pigments around. So we're gonna be using gloss paint, gloss surface, magazines, some stencils. We got a little mama and kid little elephants we're gonna be using for one of the sceneries, right? And yeah, so let's get started. First thing is I'm gonna set up my colors that I'm gonna be using, right? And there's only a few of each color, and luckily there's only a few of us today, for better or worse, right? So we're gonna be sharing. These will be just lying around. Feel free to move around and grab these. All right. The tip that you use doesn't really matter. Again, spray paint aesthetic, don't point, make sure that this thing is not pointing at you when you go put it onto the can. And these are not interchangeable. These, oh, I just totally broke it. These are female tips. So female tips don't have the little, I guess you can call it a wiener or whatever, that goes into these. The can is the male in this equation, right? So try not to clog these up. Whenever you guys are done using them, just kind of wipe it off, give it a little spray, and that should be all nice and cleared up.
Do we need to do this kind of spray?
Oh yeah, so we could do that. I'll show you guys how to clear it up next. I'm breaking all of these. No!
And you broke the fingernail.
I broke the wiener on this thing. Like I'm not gonna use that word anymore, sorry. I broke the male part of that can. There it goes. So, right?
Let me teach you something. I should have did it before you broke that one.
Show me.
These are made to squeeze.
Oh man. So I thought I was
just so manly and
I thought I was doing it right. Okay, so all these colors, you can see the color on the front. This is the clear gloss, right? This one's the white one. We're gonna find out right now. No, this is white and this is the clear one. Yeah. So this is the clear one. I'm gonna separate this one. Put that tip next to it. And the first step is we're just gonna spray some stuff a little bit wild on here. So make sure you shake these up really well. Maybe a little bit of white, right? And then you guys are gonna grab a piece of newspaper, and that one didn't come out that well, but it's okay. There you go. Bam. And we're gonna put this thing on top of it. We're gonna make a big planet with that one, right? Make a big planet. Actually, let's say the light is hitting it this way, right? We're gonna grab a little bit of this white that is right about here. And we're gonna put white on this side. And we're gonna put black on the opposite side where there's shadow. And this doesn't have to be perfect. You guys remember that blending technique? You spray it off to the side and then you get that dark side. So that's one planet, right? Now let's make another color planet. Any suggestions? Blues, let's try blue. Try a little blue planet. And right now it's like a total mystery what I'm doing, right? Let's try it. Let's try it gently. Ah, beautiful. Hey, teachers can learn too. Teachers can learn too. And a little bit, so again, the light's coming this way, so the white areas are gonna be over here. Dark areas are gonna be in the back. And we're gonna make a smaller planet this time. This one has a little bit of red left over, so let's not use that. Let's fold that, and let's see what happens. Oh, I picked up some of the red anyway. That's okay. Happy little accidents. And a little bit of this black. And I think this planet is gonna be this size. And let's do a tiny little planet over here that's purple. Some pink, a little bit of pink. That side. This one I'm not gonna use I'm just gonna, use my fingers to move the pigment around. Add a little bit of white. Remember, the light is coming this way, right? I think I had too much white on that side. It's okay. And a little bit of black. That's fine. For a tiny little planet, that should be good. Let's pick this spot. That's a good spot. So, the next step is to make space. We've already made the planets. Now we got to make space. So everything's gonna be painted black, and we're gonna put little hints of blue on there. Try not to spray too close to these light objects, because they'll move on you. They'll move on you, right? Oh, it's okay. Right? So those are that. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of this dark blue. Oh, I don't need that too. Right? I'm just gonna spray it around just a little bit, just to soften up that black, because black really flattens things out. We got a nice concentration of blue right there. I'm actually gonna play with that a little bit. Add some more blue. Get some light blue in the mix over here. And now for the white paint. Let's get a little bit of white paint on your hands, and then that's gonna be for the stars. Oh, big stars, I like it. Right? Now we're gonna make the bottom part of it, right? So our space is blue, land is greenish. Let's go with green over here. Where is the cap for this? So we're gonna put a little bit of green off to the side. And then we're gonna do the reflection of the sky down here. And some of these planets are visible. Well, I don't remember which one we'll wear, so we'll do that part next. Ooh. Okay. So you can use any of these, like anything that you find, like these magazines, you can use that to make texture. You can use pretty much anything you find. When you use these sponges, I would rip them just so you have like multiple pieces rather than just one, right? And we're just gonna make some texture right here. These are gonna be trees. You can see some of the colors that we used popping out. That's okay. You know, again, happy little accidents. We have like a sand color you guys can use for the surrounding areas. And I'm not gonna super detail this all the way because your eye is gonna fill in all the blanks. So as your eyes interact with your piece that you're creating, again, it's gonna fill in all the blanks. So you're really just creating a bunch of textures and like fun things to look at. And again, I added black right here because this is like the shadow, like right underneath the trees, right? And I'm kind of like mixing that up a little bit. Right? And then another thing you can do is everything's pretty much your palette. You can get more of this paint. Sometimes you have to let things dry. I was gonna use fire, but I don't think that's safe. So I'm just gonna wait on that. I think these are dry enough to remove. Should I have more stars? So that's one of our planets.
That's sick.
That's another one of our planets. And that's our third planet. And then as you know, you kind of just keep playing with the textures, seeing what you can come up with. And you kind of just use the tools around you to create these textures. And this technique actually saves a lot of paint because you're just really using a couple little sprays at a time, right? Just to kind of move that pigment around. You can do the reflection of these planets. This is the gloss. Gloss is good to keep everything kind of like wet in case you want to like go back and touch things up. And then I'm just gonna, oh, stars. Oh no, every time. As hard as I try not to. That didn't work out perfectly, but it still looks cool. I think that's one of the most important things, right? So I'm gonna call this one done. Yeah. Oh wait, I know what to do. I forgot one thing. Shooting stars, right? Because it's really lucky to see a shooting star. And I'm gonna show you guys one more technique with this that you guys can use to create another type of scenery. And then you guys can have some fun with this. And I'm gonna, oh, Snoop Dogg's done. I was gonna change it. I was like, maybe I shouldn't be playing Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna fold your paper and just kind of fold these edges a little bit. And then you guys are gonna make like a V shape. Ooh, I messed up a little bit. So it looks cool.
It's like a comet.
Right? More than a shooting star, looks like a comet, huh? And then Yeah, so that one's done. Let me show you guys one more really quick. This one's gonna go by really fast. Here you go. You can have that one.